Hey Illumineers, it's Lorcana Theo, and I have a deck list that I actually want to show you because I've really been enjoying the playtesting I've been doing with it online, and it's very fun. I wouldn't say it's very meta, or it's not, it's not going to take you to first place um, at like a DLC or anything, maybe a set champs, but it's a very fun deck. It's a very fast deck, and it's also, in my opinion, a very pretty deck. I love the colors of the Amber and Sapphire and how they come together. And so, yeah, let's just go over this deck list. So we have, for starters, we have Daisy Duck. Of course, in terms of an aggro deck, you're going to want Daisy Duck right on turn one. She's so great. She's a 1/4, and every time she quests, she does reveal the top card of your opponent's deck. If it's a character, it goes into their hand. If it's not a character, it goes to the bottom of their deck. So although it can be pretty rough when they do get a character that like they need, it's really good in the sense that it can rotate or wheel different songs, actions, items, anything that's not a character. So we really love Daisy Duck. She's a 1/4 who quests for 2. She's literally the definition of a good aggro character. Next up, we have Patch. Really enjoy Patch. He has Ward, so it's very hard to remove him from the board without a Be Prepared or Grab Your Swords. While his ability is while you have another puppy character in play, he gets +1 lore. You're not really using that puppy barking ability. You're mostly focused on the ward. And the reason that is because he sticks on the board and you want him to stick until around turn 3, turn 4, when you can shift him into this Thunderbolt, who is very good in this deck. He has Bodyguard and he can shift onto any puppy character. And he's a 3/7, so he doesn't lose to a Maui. A Maui Shark, yes, but not a Maui. And he basically bodyguards all your questing characters that are just going very, very fast. I put in Lilo in the deck. She's definitely a flex spot because she quests for 2, comes out of the discard, but at the same time, her stats are just really low. So I don't know if I love her, but I put her in there because at least where I'm from, the meta is very Ruby, and she, pops off right after Be Prepared, and that's exactly what I want her for. We've got one of the best cards, in my opinion, in set 8 / all of Disney Lorcana right now, Ludwig von Drake, who is your all-around expert. He basically is a Grammatala, and he's a bare necessities put together to make a great card. 2 costs, 1/1, but it's fine because you kind of want him off the board anyways. When you play him, your opponent reveals their hand, and then you get to choose any non-character. So that's any item, any action, any song, any non-character of their choice or of your choice, and it goes right to the discard. And also, when this character is banished, you may put this card into your Inkwell face down and exert it. So not only does he let you ramp, which is, a really important thing for Sapphire, but he also is basically an Ursula or a Bare Necessities, where he's going to, remove something from the hand. He's so great. I really have enjoyed playing this character. He's honestly the reason why I wanted to try like an Amber Sapphire aggro deck. Next up, we have Piglet. No explanation really needed here. I don't know if Piglet's a boy or girl. A heavy quester. You're going to have a lot of things on board because of this lady, who is also a new card. A 2 for 2, which isn't amazing at the 3 cost. You typically want your 3/3s, like your Pete's and your John Silvers. But it says here, when you play this character, you may play a character with cost 2 or less for free. So in an aggro deck, the fact that you get to play a character for free is insane, because typically you're capping at like 3/4 lore. Or not 3/4 lore, 3/4 ink. And so having this ability to bring out 2 characters on the board on the same turn and just continue to go so fast is so great. I really enjoy Lady a lot. I think she is probably one of the best cards, if not the best card this set. We also have Alice, alongside Ludwig von Drake. They're both just so good. Alice, no explanation here. If you're a big fan of Kiwi Birds, you know Alice very well. She is going to get you questing for high lore. She's going to be giving your characters wards, so they're not easy to remove. And especially connecting this or comboing it with Sven, this 3/3, character. When you play this character, you may ready chosen character. So I really like the ability to go turn 3 Alice, turn 4 Sven, because he just protects her, right? Like he readies her, and now they can't do anything because it's still too early for Be Prepared typically. Another good combo with Alice is Ludwig von Drake turn 2, Alice turn 3, and then because chances are your Ludwig von Drake is either you're just gonna push it into something and you're gonna get it removed from the board, or they're going to try and get rid of it from the board. That's when you're already at that 5 ink and you can just bring out Thunderbolt right away. So like the Kiwi Birds build, you have that Alice into Bodyguard idea, like the Alice into Pluto, it's Alice into Thunderbolt. Belle turn 1 is okay. I prefer Daisy Duck. But honestly, if I can get a Belle out turn 1, I'm still very, very happy. The 3/3 attack and defense, or I don't really know what it's called in Lorcana. The 3/3 stat line is just crazy good. The fact that she can come out for free is amazing. We love Belle. She is the high roll you want. And I couldn't imagine going back to a build for Kiwi Birds or for any sort of Sapphire deck I play that does not contain Belle, unless it's like a DKP build, but that's another story. Rapunzel, no question here. She's the reason why this deck costs a little bit more than it should. It's at $274. And that's, I want to say 150 of that is from Rapunzel. This card is just so amazing. She's been here since set 1. We're hoping she rotates into set 9 and beyond, but we'll see, just because she's so good. She's, going to heal your characters. You're going to draw for each of that heal. She's honestly like the only really strong draw engine in this deck, if you haven't noticed. So far, we've got our popsicles, of course. We've got our Restoring the Heart, which is remove up to 3 damage. Honestly, I don't even really use that first ability. I just use it to draw the card. Like if I'm on turn 1 and I didn't get anything, didn't hit these two, didn't hit, my popsicle, I'm going right to Restoring the Heart, and I'm using it just like a Develop Your Brain, where I can just draw a card and move on with my day. It's pretty good. The remove up to 3 damage is really great as well. If needed, I don't find I ever use it, like I said. We've got Sven, Thunderbolt, who is, I think one of the reasons why this deck can actually pop off, like just the ability to have Ludwig von Drake on turn 2 and then being able to bring this out on turn 4, or using the shift line, right, from Patch into Thunderbolt, which is so great because Patch has ward, so he's not going anywhere, is really, really important as well. So definitely keep that in mind, that you have lots of options to get this Thunderbolt out, and then your Alice is going to ward him, and you're just going to be questing for quite a bit. You've got your Lady, you've got your Piglets, Lilos. There's lots of heavy questers. Daisy Duck as well. Baymax, another flex spot. Like, you're healing so much without Baymax. I find that by the time I get him out, like, I don't really need him. But you know what? If you have damage, it's really nice to be able to remove up to 2 damage from a character and then gain a lore for each damage you removed. And that's not just on the play, it's when he's questing as well. Cogsworth, been here since set 2. We all know and love him. He's going to give your characters some resist, which is very, very nice. So that is why he is in the deck, because he comes out right after Thunderbolt, typically. And now I have this 3/8, basically, 3/8 Thunderbolt on board. And to me, that's crazy. On turn 4, like, who has 8 willpower on turn 4? Like, come on. And then we've got our Restoring the Heart, we've got our Popsicles, we've got our McDuck Manners, which are really important as well. I find, at least as I've been playing online, I've been playing a lot into Emerald Steel, and Emerald Steel doesn't really have like a way to remove McDuck Manor, I find. So if I'm on the play especially, I love getting that McDuck Manor out, because it really, really threatens the board. It really, really applies pressure on my opponent. So I really enjoyed that. So that's basically the deck. There's so many fun combos, so many fun things you can do this with this deck. Again, Lilo and I would say Baymax are your 2 really big flex spots. Everything else I've found to be pretty supportive and pretty good in the deck. Like that needs to stay. And if you ever wanted to switch, you could always put in. What was that character I had in the deck earlier? This morning I had a different character. Let's go check it out. Let's go to deck builder. Let me just go to Amber really quick. It's one of the new characters from the deck. Oh, right here. Jim Deere. Not awful, not amazing. 0/4 bodyguard. I find on turn 2 he's nice, but after turn 2 I'm not really in love with it. He also combos very well with Lady because like she brings him out for free, and then you just have this 0/4 bodyguard on board for free, which is nice. I think the Prince though. Let me just check. The Prince is also a 2 cost, 0/5, but you're right, you're losing that ink ability feature, which isn't always amazing. And so if we go back to the deck, whenever it wants to load, you'll see that like we're already at 16 on inkables, so like it's a little bit much. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna keep the Prince out, and you could always put Jim Deere, I think his name was, in. In terms of mulligans, it's pretty straightforward across the board, no matter what kind of decks you're playing against. Of course, if you're against Steel, cards like Alice, Cogsworth are going to be cards that you need, right? Because essentially you're saying, I have Ward, so your songs aren't going to be impactful. I have Resist, so your songs all have -1, or anything you do is -1 in terms of damaging. And I just get to continue to go fast. So if I was to look at this deck, I do have a 1-drop. It's Restoring the Heart, though, which I don't really want to play on turn 1. I do have my Alice. I do have my Ladies. I do have my Rapunzels. But I'm not going to worry about these right now. Maybe that Sven and Alice combo is nice, but I'm really, really missing a 1 and a 2-drop. And because this is an aggro deck, I need to go fast. So I'm going to drop Sven, I'm going to drop Cogsworth, I'm going to drop Lady, I'm going to drop Alice. What I'm going to do with this Restoring the Heart is I'm going to keep it. But if I get another 1-drop I really like, chances are this is going to be coming. So let's see. We're going to mulligan 6. And then this isn't bad, right? We have our Restoring the Heart still, so I didn't get anything else. So thank goodness I kept that, because at least that gives us the opportunity to draw on turn 1. Then we're going right into Ludwig von Drake turn 2, because that's amazing. And look at this. We've got the combo here, right? We got Restoring the Heart turn 1, Ludwig turn 2, Alice turn 3. Ludwig is probably going to be removed from the board in some way turn 3 when Alice is brought out. So that means turn 4, I can easily bring out Thunderbolt, which is fantastic. I'll be inking things like Rapunzel and Lady in the meantime. Depending on what I draw with this, we'll also be inking that as well. That's just an example of a mulligan there. You really, really want your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to kind of flex and do whatever you need to do depending on the matchup you're in. But anyways, that's a deck. If you haven't followed me on Dreamborn Inc. to see other decks that I've been loving or other decks that I play, feel free to check me out. It's Lorcana Theo. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. But yeah, I think that's really it. Thanks so much for listening to this first ever deck showcase that I really wanted to do. I've been loving this deck, like I said. It's been so fun. Definitely check it out. Like I said, it's not super competitive, but it definitely is something worth a try. So feel free to check it out. You can always find the deck lists on my Dreamborn page. You can always check me out on Twitter or X, Lorcana Theo, Twitch, Lorcana Theo. It's all the same. Awesome. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.